Today, I'm gonna show you guys how to make Italian meringue buttercream. Hi, welcome to Cake Mom. I'm Abby, and on this channel, I share with you some of my favorite tips and techniques as well as recipes to help you with your home baking projects. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the notifications bell so that you can see when we post our next video. Today, I'm going to share with you guys an awesome recipe for Italian meringue buttercream. Now, there are a lot of different kinds of buttercream. What makes this one Italian meringue is that we are going to make a meringue with a hot sugar syrup. And then we're going to emulsify some butter into it. And it makes this awesome, fluffy, light buttercream that is just amazing. Let's get started. So here are all of the ingredients and tools you will need to complete this project. And as always, I will post the recipe in the description below. We have some white sugar, some water, egg whites, butter, and vanilla, or whatever flavor you would like. Okay, since this is a meringue-based buttercream, we want to go ahead and prep our mixer for a meringue, which literally means removing all fat off of this thing. You might think you've washed it amazingly, scrubbed it with hot soapy water, but just to be safe, I like to wipe it down with a little bit of white vinegar to remove any grease, because any fat will keep your meringue from fluffing up. It's just the way it is. So I take a little paper towel and a little bit of white vinegar and just wipe down my beater and my bowl. So into your mixer, you are going to pour your egg whites. I like to use liquid egg whites, but you can use fresh egg whites right from the egg. Just make sure you don't get any yolk in it at all, because yolk is fat and that will keep your meringue from fluffing up. So now, in a saucepan, you will want to put your sugar and your water. Just stir it gently until all the sugar is moistened. You don't want to get a bunch of sugar up on the sides of the pan, so just try to kind of stir it gently. But you want to make sure it all has a little bit of water on it. So once your syrup reaches 230 degrees, you want to go ahead and turn your mixer on, because you want these egg whites to be at stiff peaks by the time that syrup reaches 240 degrees. So once your sugar syrup reaches 240 degrees, you want to drizzle it very slowly into your egg whites, which at this point should be at stiff peaks. Make sure your mixer is at about medium-high speed while you're doing this. So now, while your mixer is at medium-high speed, you're going to beat it for about 10 to 15 minutes, or until the bowl is completely room temperature to touch before you add your butter. Okay, so our meringue is cooled down. The outside of the bowl is room temperature. And now, with our mixer on medium to medium-high, we're going to throw in some room temperature butter that has been cut into tablespoons. 1 tablespoon at a time, and make sure it's fully incorporated before you add the next tablespoon.
Yummy, yummy seafoam.
So when you've added about half of your butter, go ahead and scrape down the sides of the bowl and keep going. It's going to look like soup, but it's going to come together. Just give it a chance. So this is when the magic happens. Once all of your butter has been added, it is probably going to look like some kind of gross soup, unless your butter was cold enough. Now, if you keep beating this, it should magically come together, because what you're doing is you're emulsifying your butter with your meringue. So let's see if it works. Okay, so once it's reached this point, it still looks a little bit liquidy around the edges and kind of broken. It's still doing the right thing. Trust me on this one. So what you want to do is scrape down the sides and keep whipping it until you see all of that moisture kind of just get back into the frosting. And then you want to turn the mixer off because you don't want to overbeat it. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's all come together. It's one nice, big, smooth emulsification. There's a word for you. So now you're gonna scrape this down and you're going to switch over to your paddle attachment on your mixer and add your vanilla and whatever other flavorings you want. And then you're going to just mix it on low, and what that does is it kind of works out a little bit of the air, so you get a little bit of a smoother product. And that's it. If you haven't tried Italian meringue buttercream yet, now is the time, because trust me, it is beautiful and delicious and smooth and silky, and you'll get a great finish on any cake you choose to put this on. If you liked today's video, if you thought it was great help, please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the notifications bell so you can see when we post our next video. Have a great day!